Hello everyone. Thought I would go ahead and create a new video showing the updates I've made to my solar system. If you've seen my other two videos, you saw that I had them actually set up in my van, and I used them for whenever I went camping. One of the main reasons why I had my solar panels in my van is because I was living in an apartment complex at the time, and I didn't even have a window that faced the sun during the day enough to where I could charge my batteries using my solar panels, so I left it in my van. I've since moved into a house, and I've got plenty of room. As you can see, I got a huge backyard, which is mostly in the sun for most of the day, up until about 4:30, 4 o'clock. That's when the shadow from the neighbor's tree next door takes over my backyard. But needless to say, as you can see, I've got them set up right here now. That's for the Harbor Freight panels. One of them is the kit, as you can see right there, and then I bought an extra one. They're just under $70 each. Now, one of the changes I made was I needed a longer cable to go from where the panels are here, so where they can be in the sun, and into the house over there. So I had to get a longer cable. Well, I figured that since I was getting a longer cable, I'd go ahead and upgrade it as well. Now, if you'll remember, in my other video I showed you this device, which is made specifically for the Harbor Freight Thunderbolt panels. You can have up to 24 panels on this if you use the other cable, which turns 3 panels into one wire. But you also remember that I was talking about a thicker gauged cable that came with the kit. I'm actually using that. That is what this is right here. Now, I believe this is 10 gauge. Well, one of the things I did was I got online and did some research about cables and what I needed to use, and it came down to using either 12 or 10 gauge. Well, since I plan on upgrading this a little bit more, I went ahead and went with 10 because it'll handle the amperage and the wattage and voltage that I've got going through it, and I want to make sure I'm not going to have any issues. So I went ahead and got 10 gauge cable. Now this is THHN cable. It's UV rated and high heat rated, I believe. If someone knows for sure, please correct me in the comments below. But anyways, this is stranded cable. It's not solid copper. It's not thick strands either, but it's not the very fine strands that you see in like your automobile battery cables. It's not the really fine stuff, but it is stranded. Now, just for comparison, this is the cable that comes with the kit, and you'll notice here how thin this wire is when compared to what I just put on. I think it's like 16 gauge compared to this, which is 10. So when I did that, I also upgraded, or not actually upgraded, but changed the batteries I have going from my cable. I changed the cables going from my batteries. I can't talk right today. I had 4 gauge wire cable that went from each post to the other one, but it was over 52 inches long on each one. And that is something you don't want to do. Now, granted, I'm just learning, so I figured that out. I know you want them as short as possible, but they also have to be the same length. So I instead went and got a 2-foot cable that runs from there to there. So now it's much shorter. And then you've got the 10 gauge cable that comes in here, goes inside underneath my window and into the charge controller. And then you've got 10 gauge cables also again that come out and go to my batteries. Now, I've noticed a large well, maybe not large, but a big increase anyways in how well my batteries charge now and how well they actually hold a charge. I'm pretty sure that the 10 gauge wires going from the solar panels to the charge controller had a lot to do with it. My plan, of course, is to upgrade again. I'm going to add better batteries, and I want to do 4 more panels at least. The problem is, before I can do that, I have to get a different charge controller. And the reason why is because the charge controller that comes with the solar panel kit from Harbor Freight is only a 4 amp charge controller. So I'm thinking probably I'll get a 20 amp charge controller. So that way I don't have to ever worry about whether or not my system can take the amperage and wattage that it's being given. But if you have any questions or comments, please go ahead and put them below. And as always, please thumbs up if you liked the video or found it helpful, and subscribe. Thank you.